Right now, 650 light-years from Earth, a star is dying. It's 700 times the size of our Sun. If it was sitting where our Sun is, it would swallow Jupiter whole and still have room to spare. And when it explodes, and it will explode, Australia is going to see a second moon in the sky. For weeks, visible in broad daylight. That star is called Betelgeuse. And here's the thing, it may have already exploded. We just don't know it yet. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything about Betelgeuse. What it is, how it's going to die, exactly what Australians will see when it happens, and the incredible event in 2019 that had the entire world convinced the explosion was coming. And I'll save the most unsettling detail for the end, because once you hear it, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. Stay until the end. Trust me on this one. Betelgeuse sits in the constellation of Orion, one of the easiest constellations to spot in the Australian summer sky. Look for the 3 stars in a row that form Orion's belt. Betelgeuse is the reddish-orange star in the upper left corner of the constellation, representing the hunter's shoulder. If you've ever looked up at the summer sky, you've almost certainly seen it without knowing what it was. It's what astronomers call a red supergiant, the most massive and dramatic type of star in the universe. Betelgeuse is about 16 times the mass of our Sun and roughly 700 times its size. To put that in perspective, if you placed Betelgeuse where our Sun is right now, it would engulf Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars and Jupiter. All of them. Gone. And despite that enormous size, Betelgeuse is young. Our Sun is 4.5 billion years old. Betelgeuse is only about 10 million years old, but it's already nearing the end of its life. Massive stars burn through their fuel incredibly fast. Think of it like a high-performance engine that tears through a full tank in a fraction of the time. Betelgeuse has already used up all the hydrogen in its core and is in its final stages of nuclear fusion. When the fuel runs out completely, the core collapses in a fraction of a second. And what follows is the largest explosion the universe produces. Before we go further, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button now. Because this month I'm covering the most extreme objects in the universe, and Betelgeuse is just the beginning. Red button, down below. Takes 2 seconds. Right, let's talk about what Australia is actually going to see when this thing goes off. When Betelgeuse explodes in a supernova, here's what happens. The core, no longer able to support the weight of a star 16 times more massive than the Sun, collapses in under a second. All that mass compresses into a tiny point, generating pressure that's impossible to describe in human terms. And then, rebound. The energy released by that collapse is so immense that the outer layers of the star are blasted outward in an explosion, traveling at 30,000 kilometers per second. This event releases more energy in a few seconds than our Sun will produce over its entire 10 billion year lifetime. It is, without question, the largest explosion the universe makes. And what will we see from Earth? Betelgeuse will shine at magnitude -12.4. A full moon shines at -12.6. That means Betelgeuse will be almost as bright as the full moon, but concentrated into a single point of light, not spread across a disk. A point so intensely bright it will be clearly visible in the middle of the day, in a blue sky, with no equipment needed whatsoever. This extraordinary brightness will last between 2 and 3 months before it starts to fade. But the star will remain visible to the naked eye at night for years afterwards, as the expanding cloud of gas and dust creates one of the most beautiful images any telescope has ever captured. The last supernova visible to the naked eye was in 1987, at 168,000 light-years away, more than 250 times further than Betelgeuse. And it was still visible without a telescope, especially from the southern hemisphere. Australia had some of the best views on Earth. What Betelgeuse produces will be incomparably more spectacular. The last supernova within our own Milky Way, visible to the naked eye, was in 1604. No living person has ever seen one. Whoever is alive to see Betelgeuse explode will witness something no living human being has ever experienced. This is the question everyone asks, and the answer is genuinely reassuring. Betelgeuse is 650 light-years away. For a supernova to pose any real danger to life on Earth, it would need to be within about 25 to 50 light-years. Betelgeuse is more than 10 times beyond that threshold. What will reach us is light, a lot of light. More than any living person has ever seen coming from a star that isn't the Sun. There's one fascinating detail worth knowing. Neutrinos from the explosion will arrive hours or even a full day before the visible light. That means detectors around the world will trigger in advance. Astronomers will have warning. Imagine that moment. Alerts going off in physics labs worldwide. Telescopes repositioning. And then, slowly, a point of light in the sky growing brighter and brighter. In October 2019, astronomers noticed something strange. Betelgeuse was getting dimmer, rapidly. Between December 2019 and February 2020, it lost roughly 60% of its visible brightness. For one of the brightest stars in the night sky, that was impossible to ignore. The scientific community went into a frenzy. Astronomy forums exploded. Telescopes around the world swung toward Betelgeuse. Headlines everywhere. The question on everyone's lips: is this the beginning of the supernova? It wasn't. After months of analysis, scientists worked out what had happened. Betelgeuse had ejected a massive bubble of plasma from its southern pole. That bubble, as it cooled in space, formed a cloud of dust that blocked some of the star's light in our direction, like a cloud of smoke in front of a lamp. Months later, the dust dispersed and Betelgeuse returned to its normal brightness. The event became known as the Great Dimming, and it revealed something important. Betelgeuse is unstable in ways science doesn't fully understand yet. It pulses, expands, contracts, ejects material. And that instability only increases as it approaches the end. This is the question everyone wants answered. And the honest answer is, nobody knows. In 2023, researchers suggested Betelgeuse might be burning carbon in its core, which would put the supernova just decades away. That story went global, but other scientists pushed back on the measurements. And in 2024 and 2025, a new discovery changed the calculations entirely. Astronomers confirmed that Betelgeuse has a companion star named Siwara, orbiting inside its own outer atmosphere. That discovery explains brightness variations that had puzzled scientists for decades and has pushed estimates out to tens or hundreds of thousands of years. But here's the detail I can't stop thinking about. Betelgeuse is 650 light-years away. The light we see from it tonight left the star in the year 1376, before Europeans had any idea the Australian continent existed, before the First Fleet, before Cook, before anyone on this continent ever looked up and was told the name of that reddish star in Orion. It's possible, not likely but genuinely possible, that the explosion has already happened, that the light from Betelgeuse's supernova is traveling toward us right now. It might arrive tomorrow. It might arrive in 300 years. It might not come in our lifetimes at all. The universe keeps its secrets patiently. A star 700 times the size of our Sun, dying in slow motion, 650 light-years away, with a companion star orbiting inside its own atmosphere. Capable of lighting up Australia's sky like a second moon when it explodes. And it may have already exploded, with the light still on its way. This isn't science fiction. This is what's happening in the universe right now. Next time you're out on a clear summer night and you find Orion's belt, look for the reddish-orange star in the upper left corner. You're looking at a 700 sun bomb, loaded and ready. And the light reaching your eyes left that star before the first fleet ever arrived in Botany Bay. Let me know in the comments. Did you already know about Betelgeuse? And if the explosion has already happened, what do you think you'll feel when that light finally arrives? When Betelgeuse explodes, what's left will be a neutron star, the densest object in the universe short of a black hole. I've already covered neutron stars on this channel, including why a single teaspoon of one weighs more than Mount Everest. The link is on screen now. Well worth a watch. And next week, I'm covering what happens inside a black hole, the destination for stars even more massive than Betelgeuse. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now so you don't miss it. It's right down there. See you in the next one.